Well, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing here? Welcome to Chicago. It looks like we got a tour there. And see, look, some people always ask me to do tours. This is actually one you pay for. So, see, you got plenty of options if you want to come to Chicago and get a guided tour. My style's different. I stream here, and so I consider what I do a type of tour. I don't like doing them in person. I'd rather do it virtually. It's just my personal preference. Thanks for understanding. I know people come and visit me all the time here in Chicago, meet me in the street, and they think everything's for sale, including me, and they think I'll pay you to go on a tour. I'm like, that's great. Why don't you take one of the other tours? I appreciate it. I got my own laundry and stuff to do on weekends. I appreciate it. People think I'm like for hire, and I'm sure everybody has a price. But hey, thanks for tuning in here. Appreciate it. Welcome to Chicago. Thanks for understanding. Hey, look at that nice view we got. We got a beautiful sunshiny day here. Hey, John James. Yeah, 76 degrees. Beautiful skies here. We got Thursday, August 22nd. Thanks, Krista. Michael, how you doing there? John James, Paula. Hey, everybody's tuning in here. So, yeah, we'll take advantage of this gorgeous weather. And we'll head through the loop. We'll go through Daily Plaza, and we'll try to cross the south branch of the river there. I want to kind of go to the area by the Israeli consulate where some of the protest activity was happening on Tuesday night. Of course, I wasn't there Tuesday evening and afternoon or evening when people got arrested and stuff. I'll leave that to the professional protesters, which I'm certainly not. And yeah, we'll try to get to the DNC in the West Loop there, the United Center later tonight. At least that's the plan, and we'll see how it goes. But Richard, how you doing there? John, May, how you doing there? David, yeah, David Okoa, yeah, thanks everybody. Lisa, how you doing there? Alvin, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, I think I got Paul and everybody else. Mary Therese, David, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, welcome to Chicago. Excuse me, welcome to Chicago. There's that parking garage we always see. It looks like a grill of a car there. Look, 77,000 square feet. Retail available. Plenty of retail available. Michigan Avenue, the Loop. All areas of the city. Plenty of empty storefronts. Office space pretty cheap right now. And they're converting a lot of it to residential. There's some hotels and other things here. Harold Washington College. But search for you. Mia, how you doing there? Am I saying your name right? And yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in here. So let's see what's happening in the loop there. There's the Trump Tower, the Jewelers Building. Look at that beautiful dome there. We should get the light here. We'll go under Wabash. This is Wabash, where the L tracks are over the street here, part of the loop of Chicago. Here comes the train here. We'll get it coming by here. Look at this beautiful view. Looking down Wabash. Yeah, here comes the Brown line. Heading north out of the Washington and Wabash station. We'll see it round the bend here, and we'll follow along with it as it heads over towards State and Lake Street. There it is. There, look at this. Wow, we got an orange line going the other way here. Snuck up on me. How's it going? Thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, appreciate it. We see one train goes one way, one train goes the other way. It's pretty loud. Here's the Fashion Nails. It's always sitting full here at lunchtime. We'll head by the, we're heading east on Lake Street. We'll head over towards State Street, go past the Chicago theaters we usually do. At least once a week here, usually on the lunchtime YouTube. And we checked out the marquee earlier this week. I think that was on TikTok. Tin Man, yeah, we need an oil can. Yeah, Sharon, how you doing there? Christopher, thanks for tuning in there from New York City area. Thanks everybody for being on here. And yeah, what a beautiful day here. We're gonna, there's the taco truck, Cesar's Tacos. There, Piazza Produce Specialty Foods there, delivering to the Loop restaurants here. Here's the Chick-fil-A. No Chick-fil-A sauce. See that? That's already been beaten to death. At least the hot Chua woman there got more. She got an Asian guy. She went on like the talk shows and she promoted her cause. She promoted her good charity there. Here's the Chicago Theater. We'll wait to cross the street there. There's the, see, that's the sound of the Red Line train pulling into the station there. We'll cross the street here at State Street. Here's the 146 pulling up to the bus stop here. Red Line, of course, is right underneath us. And we're about to cross the street here. We'll get a better view there. Thanks Wes and Sharon and Michael and John James, Richard, Christopher, everybody else. Thanks for tuning in, and Mia. So, yeah, like I said, the only plan I have is to try to get across the river there to show where some of the pro-Palestinian protests happened on Tuesday night. Of course, I wasn't there when it all went down. I don't mess with the Chicago police. I don't want to get arrested. Here's the Chicago. I respect people's right to peacefully assemble and protest, but when you start picking a fight with the police, don't give them a reason to throw you in the paddy wagon. You know, it's just, you know, it was horrible in 1968. You know, it was a true police riot. They were cracking people on the heads. They weren't doing that this time. It was much more. But you know, if you start assaulting an officer, even if you feel justified in a protest, they're gonna, who knows how that's gonna play out, you know. And this is the big bad city. We know this city's horrible relationship with the authorities historically. Here's the Chicago Theater, and that's why there's so much media scrutiny on us with the DNC being here, you know. BJ Morton, squeeze. Chicago Theater. Here's some more tours. People taking guided tours here. That's great. Yeah, here's the plug walk. There in front of the Chicago Theater there. Look at that. And I like this view because you can get the Jewelers Building behind it, the Chicago Theater marquee, and beautiful State Street here with the sun, the Joffrey Ballet. See, they got the trees on that amenity deck there for the residential above. We're going underneath the the Art Institute of Chicago's got some residences here, and the Gene Siskel Film Center here. Siskel and Ebert, you remember Siskel and Ebert? They got Back to the Future on it. The Cadillac Palace Theater. There's the Muddy Waters mural. Yeah, Michelle, Lorraine, how Lorraine's tuning in there, Master. Yeah. Paddy wagon, you know what I'm talking about. See, Mary Therese knows about the paddy wagon. You don't want to end up in the paddy wagon, even if, you know, people in the civil rights era know about the paddy wagon. People in the hippie era know about the paddy wagon in Chicago especially. It's a big square police vehicle, looks like an ambulance, but it's got a big 2 rows of seats in the back, and it's a big metal box they use to haul you to jail. And it's for groups. It's for hauling groups instead of the regular police squad car. Here's Nederlander Theater here. Nice blick. Used to be that used to be a German beer garden from the 1933 Century of Progress World's Fair here in Chicago, held by the Northerly Island, and they moved it here somehow, the facade after that. Same with the Italian Village. I didn't realize that. We're going by Block 37 here. Another theater here, Chicago. Look at these nice facades here. So we'll head over to Dearborn Street. We'll go down to Daily Plaza, see if the farmers market's still going on. Taco, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in there. Welcome to the lunch bunch here. Yeah, we got a beautiful day here. We'll go by the Dearborn. They got the window open. Such a nice place to dine here, right in the loop of Chicago. Go to Dearborn. Look at this beautiful interior. The glazed brick there, and looks like you're in the 1910s there. I saw a woman. She was wearing I assume she was a woman, I'm not for sure. She was wearing a pork pie hat and a 1910s era dress, like it went down to her ankles, and she was sitting there by the Mariano Park fountain earlier this week. That was nice to see people dressing in period styles there and really going to the detail to pull it off. It looked like she was truly stepped out of time there. But here we are, we'll cross the street here. Here comes a unicycle one wheel. Look at that, yeah, it's great. Electric unicycle, I think that's what they call those, as opposed to the one wheel, which is what Duran rides. There's Daily Plaza. Yeah, the farmers market's going on, so we'll cruise through the farmers market. We were here briefly yesterday. The Jesse White tumblers, we missed them. They were we saw them at the Bud Billiken Parade, and we saw them earlier this year at different events. The Bud Billiken, or the Jesse White tumblers, perform at a lot of events, and they were performing at Daily Plaza yesterday. And we saw a group. We got the group photo of them. We were in time for that, but there was some food trucks here yesterday. Today it's the farmers market. Usually they have the food trucks on Friday at Daily Plaza. So on Thursdays throughout the fall and summer, there's a farmers market here. Toya, how you doing there? Dolores, yeah. Thanks everybody for tuning in here. We're streaming clear to the rear. So this is the Daily Plaza farmers market. Look at this, lima beans, okra. They got melons, watermelon, and mushmelon, and look at all the greens and peppers and apples. We got all kinds of apples. We got a DJ. We're celebrating 40 years of house music here in Chicago. See, people are dancing here. It's great. Grooving to the music here. We got some corn on the cob, fresh produce from all over the city here. And hey, we got some hot peppers, regular peppers. Look at all those greens there. Wow, isn't it nice that they got this right in the center of the city here. They got some regular vendors selling nuts. You got the Channel 2 News is going on there. They're at the convention. Colombian coffee here. Bake it and they will come. Yeah, look at the bakery, baked goods here. More apples. Hey, the dogs are liking it. Look at these tomatoes. Cornucopia of smells and produce. They got honey over there, flowers. Look at these flowers, mixed baskets, bouquets, all kinds of jams and preserves. Oh, they're playing the, yeah, classic hip hop songs here. Tamales, raclette. Yeah, the Sugar Hill Gang, I think that's what they called it. Look how they got the fountain dyed blue. Yeah. Yeah. He's dancing. That's my hippie friend there. That's like me and the Big Lebowski there, yeah. Yeah.
Clap your hands, everybody, if you got it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty low, and I want you to know that these are the boys.
Yeah. There's the fountain. Oh, look, they got the fountain dyed blue for the DNC there. Look at that. Like I said, they usually dye this green for St. Patrick's Day. It's the first time I've seen it blue. There's Chicago Farmer Market. Yeah, look at the donuts there. Get some croissants. Yeah, cute little puppy. Oh, yeah, how you doing? Hey, look at those donuts, yeah. Apples, look at this, yeah, berries. Look at this wonderful produce here. Hey, how you doing? This great. Hey, look at they got the little succulents. Look at that, that's great. So Daily Plaza. Thanks for cruising through this with me, checking out the music. Yeah, they're checking out the steps to go down to this lower level. They got this open. I don't know if they got it open or not. This guy's always here. I'm sure he's having a good time with the DNC in town. There, we'll cross the street here real quickly. There you see the Thompson Center in the back, City Hall. The Burnham Center, They used to have a food court in there. I don't think they do anymore. But here we'll cross, there's the First Methodist Church, Luke of Chicago. So here we'll head down to Madison, and then we'll head straight west and cross the river. We were on Randolph a little bit. Oh no, this is Washington. This is Washington. We were on Randolph earlier, so we'll head down to Madison and head straight across the river there. Yeah, great afternoon for a lunch break there. Yeah, thank you. Good, thanks everybody for saying hello there. All right. Jump on it, yeah. Playing the good music there at lunchtime. There's the Harlan and Burke Rare Coin storefront there. Here's a nail salon here, right in the heart of the loop. So if you just joined, we're on Clark Street heading south. There's the tall Chase building there. And we'll go to Madison. Looks like they got a street closure up here, but it looks like it's for construction. And here's, look at that alley. Look at that alley with the fire escapes there. So we'll head down to Madison and we'll take a right and start heading west. And I'll discuss kind of my summary of what happened on Tuesday night. I don't fully understand it. I saw some drone footage, and you know, we expected this. People were going to come down. This guy's going to talk to me because I'm streaming here, I'm sure. So we'll try to cross the street here. How you doing, sir? Appreciate it. Thank you.
I believe people know the difference between Democrats and Republicans.
I vote Democrat, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I wanted to make sure you knew I wasn't a Trump supporter, because I'm not a Trump supporter. And people assume because I fit the demographic that I look like a hillbilly and I'm white. I'm not. I'm against Trump. Here's St. Peter's in the Loop. And I'm sure he doesn't like being reduced to a stereotype. Neither do I. He was just trying to make me feel guilty. A bleeding heart liberal, that's me. Here's look at this. There's St. Peter's in the Loop. Look at this beautiful negative space here. And I appreciate his right to, I hope he does a good business there selling the newspaper. So we'll head over to LaSalle Street, and just because I vote Democrat doesn't mean I am a Democrat. It means, you know me, I don't have to explain myself to you. I lean to the left. I know it's more complex than that. I don't pull the lever and just mindlessly vote D. You know, I don't really feel that neither party really fully represents my views like most people. It's the lesser of two evils. I'm certainly anti-Trump, and if any Republicans are listening, if you would just run a different candidate besides that guy, I might consider. But as long as Donald J. Trump is the standard bearer of the Republican Party, I will never vote. I'm a never Trumper. I would never vote for that guy. And I have relatives that love him. I have relatives that worship him, feel the whole country is in a bad spot because they didn't re-elect him, or they feel the election was stolen, and they're really bitter and angry. And I understand that, because I felt that way after 2000, and I felt that way after Hillary lost. And not that I was a major fan of Hillary either. I voted against the Clintons in '96. So if anybody remembers Bob Dole, and you can laugh at me because I somehow thought a smaller government was better at that time. It was my early libertarian leanings. But I'm one of the rare people that my first election, presidential election, I could vote. I voted for the Conservative Party, and then after that I've been moving further and further to the left ever since then. And the Bushes had something to do with it, with the Iraq War. I was against the Iraq War. I was against the military-industrial complex. But as we know, with the criticism against the Biden administration, the military-industrial complex is still alive and well, even if a Democrat runs the White House. So, because they win either way, just like Wall Street wins either way. But you're tired of me talking about this. You'd rather me talk about the city. So here, we're heading down to South Street here. I need to make a right here because I took I'm down to Monroe Street, and I'm further south than I want it to be, but I want to get that nice view to the Board of Trade there, and we'll cross under the L tracks here at Monroe, and we'll head over towards the river here. We should get the train going by here. I hear it. There it is. Hey, welcome to the city. Yeah, I consider myself, I don't consider the word liberal a bad word. You know, I consider myself liberal, libertarian. Some libertarians lean to the right, some libertarians lean to the left because it wraps around the back end. And, you know, I understand the GOP arguments about government waste and national debt and stuff, but it's so funny that usually when the GOP's in charge, the national debt goes up anyway. So, you know, they like to balance the budget when the Democrats are in charge, but when they're there, they put everything on the credit card too. At least that's my, you know, the national debt certainly grew under Reagan. He cut taxes, but it wasn't paid for. And the national debt certainly grew under the Bushes, and it grew under Trump. But I know people are going to blame that on COVID. I understand. Here, look at this nice little park here. We got this nice little park with the fountain here. This is Monroe and Wells here, the Loop of Chicago. So this is the other side of the loop. We pass it sometimes here. The L tracks here on Wells Street, and we'll wait to cross here. Hey, Kevin, how you doing there? Nico, how you doing? They're the entrepreneur. Oh, you went to Roosevelt University. That's great. So did our friend Chris. Tunes in. He went to Roosevelt as well. So we got some Roosevelt alums there. That's good. Yeah, I respect other people's political opinions. I realize people that watch not only on YouTube, but on TikTok, your political views span the gamut. I try to be neutral every once in a while. It's just the nature, you know, my personal feelings and commentary seeps in, but I try not to talk down to people I disagree with. I try to have the argument, and the only thing I don't tolerate is when people start trying to gaslight me and taunt me and do pejoratives, and then I get angry too. And that's when my moderators help out. We're just not going to stand for it because it's not a civil discourse. And I lose it every once in a while too. I'm human. I lose my temper. But it's just the nature of this business. You got to learn not to take everything so personally. Let somebody's comment from somebody you never met before affect your day. I appreciate people that are in the arena. Look at this nice little passive space here in between these buildings. You can just lounge here. Kind of quasi-corporate public-private space here. And right across, this used to be the AT&T building, but now it's, what do they call it here? 227 Monroe, they call it the Franklin. So now they rebranded this as the Franklin because AT&T is no longer the primary leaseholder. And that's why the names of the tall buildings like the Sears and the Hancock change, because Sears is no longer the primary tenant. I don't even think Willis is the primary tenant, but they just paid for the naming rights. And the same with 875 North Michigan. No one will pay for the naming rights of that building, so they just revert to the address because, well, it's actually a residential building. More people live in the John Hancock than work in the John Hancock. There's the Sears Tower. So here's the Sears Tower. What a nice view here from Monroe and Franklin. And we'll cross the street here. See, looking south on Franklin, looking north on Franklin, all the way to the Merchandise Mart, which is across the river there. So I don't see any more evidence of other storefronts boarding up their windows as a precautionary measure. We saw that with the precautionary measure. We saw that with the Staples over in Wabash, which surprised me because I don't see many other storefronts going to that length. But maybe for some reason, maybe Staples has been attacked before. I think it happened during 2020. They got their windows broken, so they don't want to repeat it. But that had nothing. That's a completely different situation, you know. Hey, Darlene, how you doing there? Yeah. What are you talking about, Willis? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Arnold from Different Strokes there. I still call it the Sears Tower. You can't please anybody, everybody. There'll always be somebody, usually from Wisconsin, that's like, it's called the Willis. I'm like, you can call it the Willis. Most Chicagoans still call it the Sears. It's certainly us of a certain vintage. Look how you can look underneath this building. It looks like the building's floating on those columns. Look at this tall building here, just like hovering in the air on top of it. That's a parking ramp there that spirals around the central core there. They got these little alcoves where you can sit here. We'll cross Wacker Drive here, right by here's the Mercantile Exchange, the two buildings symbolizing trade. And this is still the largest futures market in the world, the CME Group, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It's probably more significant now than the Board of Trade. The amount of options and futures derivatives that go through this high frequency trading. It's all computerized now. We've long gone to the days of the color-coded jackets and the hand signals of people in the pits like you saw in Ferris Bueller's Day Off when they went to the stock exchange there. When they took their little field trip into downtown Chicago, skip school. You probably had a better education seeing the art museum and skyscrapers of Chicago than going to class. But here, the reason we're heading over here, we got 1226. So, of course, I wasn't here on Tuesday night. I took the easy way out and just went home and we saw the ducks. Instead of going over here and getting in the a pro-Palestinian group of about 600 to 1,000 people, apparently this is from what I read, I wasn't here, on Tuesday night, forced a conversation with the police, which is what they wanted, to get in the headlines. And eventually 55 people were arrested. So I want to see if there's any stores boarded up over here or anything. Here's Lickety Split water taxi. We're going we're going across the south branch of the Chicago River here. We're looking north. And hey, you're in Orlando. That's good there. Hey, thanks for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, if I'm ever in Florida there, yeah, well, I was in Cocoa Beach earlier this year. And see, look, middle of the day on a beautiful 76-degree Thursday day, the architectural tour is not full, and that just shows you the normal tourist activity has been impacted by the DNC, in my opinion. Now, I might be wrong about this. I talked to some of the restaurants. I said, "Are you guys sitting full?" And they indicated that they weren't. There's the city of there's the Amtrak. There's the Amtrak underneath. You see how the Amtrak's how all these buildings are built on railroad air rights near the river here. There's big rail yards underneath here that service Union and Ogilvy train stations. So they got some fencing here. I think this is for construction. They're working on these plazas. I don't think this has anything to do with the DNC. This fencing was already up before the DNC. But this is, see, just north there, there's that's an old AT&T switching tower, and then the Israeli consulate is across from the Ogilvy Transportation Center. There you see the presidential towers there. We're across the river here, the western side of the loop of Chicago. There's the, that used to be the City Court building, now it's something else. Starts with an A, I can't think of it. But see that general area over there is where the Israeli consulate is. And apparently, I saw the drone footage. They purposely picked a fight with the police to have a confrontation with the police because they can't have a confrontation with the people they really want, the politicians that are supporting Israel, funding Israel for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. I understand, I'm empathetic to, I don't want genocide either. I'm empathetic to the Palestinian people. I'm not empathetic to Hamas, and I'm not empathetic to Netanyahu. I really don't like Netanyahu, but there's a lot of leaders of countries I don't like, and I don't live in those countries, and what can we really do about it, you know? And so you got to realize the proxy war is going on. Iran helps out Hamas, so it's part of the larger Middle East conflict, and that's why these are sensitive, complex issues. They can't be broken down into simple chants and mantras and, you know, river to the sea, what does that mean? Here's the United Center, or United Station, Union Station. Union Station, this is a Union Station train station, historic train station. We've gone inside that. I don't have time to go inside. There's the new BMO Harris Tower. I think it's just the BMO Tower. And it's a bank building that was built in the last 10 years there, south of the Union Station. Yeah. So hopefully Kevin feels better that his Tigers won one game against the Cubs. I don't think the Cubs nor the Tigers nor the White Sox are going to make the playoffs. So, you know, feel good for a day there. None of the Chicago, Detroit teams are going to win the war there. Maybe the Tigers will go on like a 30-game win streak or something and make the playoffs. I don't know. But that's good. People root for their local teams. I'm all for that. Here, look at this view to the Sears Tower. We'll cross the river. So I just went. This is generally the area, and it's probably because of this. They probably were pushed back to this area by the police because they knew that there were these barricades here, and they kind of corralled them in because they couldn't go any further south, and they probably blocked their retreat from either side here. And so there was 55 arrests made on Tuesday night here. Hey, look at this bike. How you doing there? How you doing there? Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So he was making sure I'm not the police. I'm just a live streamer here on YouTube. People get really sensitive when they see cameras. And it's nice. Dog cut me some slack there. That's good. So we'll go back across the Chicago River here. There you get some nice views to the south end of the loop here. And here's Union Station. The funny thing is, like, the looks, like, if they think I'm like some right-wing like agitator that came in here because I look like a hillbilly. I got long scraggly hair. I look like a NASCAR driver or something, you know, or what a stereotype of Ricky Bobby or something. And we all get stereotyped. I know other people get stereotyped, and it's not the way it should be. Not any group's monolithic. But I'm certainly not, even though I have hillbilly roots, I'm not J.D. Vance's hillbilly elegy. That's not me. I read his book. Ironically, some of my Kentucky ancestors fought against his Kentucky ancestors that he looked up so much to in the Breathitt County blood feuds, which were like the Hatfields and McCoys. And it's nothing to be proud about because many people died. More people died in the Breathitt County feud than the Hatfields and McCoys. And of course, the Hatfields and McCoys is the more famous. You know, I'm proud, even though I come from humble beginnings. I'm not overstating my ancestry, but I have ancestry that touched on a lot of important. On my mother's side of the family, it goes back to, I have several ancestors that fought in the American Civil War. I have several ancestors that fought in the American Revolutionary War. I have several ancestors that fought in the Kentucky blood feuds, which continued after the Civil War. They continued fighting the Civil War. Some of my ancestors live in Kentucky and Tennessee and fought for the North. Some of my ancestors lived in Kentucky and Tennessee and Oklahoma that went on the Trail of Tears and fought for the South, because some of the Cherokee mixed bloods fought for the South, which was stupid, I know. Don't get me started. We forget that some of the Native American tribes and nations fought the Civil War too, and it was called the Pin Indians. And there were some that fought for the North, some fought for the South. They were divided too. And the Battle of Pea Ridge, there were 2 Cherokee divisions commanded by the South that fought for the Confederacy under the Confederate flag. It's just strange, because you know why? Even though they were part of the Cherokee Nation, they owned slaves. And this is part of the strange, weird history of the United States. I'm live streaming, I appreciate it.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I don't want money.
Okay. Oh, you're looking for directions? Okay.
No. I'm trying to get these kids some groceries. We're by the church up here where they green. We need a
But you do need money. I appreciate it. There's a free store. There's several free stores all over the city.
Where is that?
I can look. You want me to look it up online? Yeah, I know it's a long way away. I don't know if there's any downtown. I appreciate it. Good luck. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. I donate to the free stores. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I do. You know, there's one up by Wrigleyville. I don't want to direct them that one. It's too far away. There's got to be. I got to look online. There's some. If you're in need, there are free stores all over the city where you can, especially if you've got children, you can pick up milk, vegetables, all kinds of items. I know he's in need. He's looking for help, and I appreciate it. You know, it's just he was looking for food, not money. I get that. That's why I said I'm not trying to be insulting. I'm trying to. There are places where you can get no questions asked. You can go in. You might have to wait in a line. I see people queue up. There's free food banks all over the city. Sometimes they're hard to find. I know where there's one. I know where there's one south of the South Loop. It's down there by at the north end of Bronzeville. There's a free store. I see people lined up there. It's north of IIT. I saw women from Chinatown down there taking advantage of it, and I hope he does as well. There's places where you can, if you're really destitute, living on the street, or have children that need milk and food, you can go to. There's free stores all over the city, and I'm sorry I didn't stick around to help him out, but you know, if you live in downtown Chicago, you run into people asking for assistance daily, and you get to this urban alienation where you just don't want to get involved. He thought I was an outside live streamer. He assumed probably I was in for the convention or something, which I'm not. I live here. I don't know what he assumed. I can't read into his motives. I know he was just, someone he wanted to interrupt and ask me something there, so that's okay. So here, we'll head through, we'll head back into the loop here. Yeah, there is help available. Thanks, Michael Anderson. You know what I'm talking about. And I wasn't trying to be elitist or glib. I was trying to honestly let them know there is places. There's many free stores, and we donate, my company. And you know, when we went to the Iditarod, that whole thing was a charity fundraiser, raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for the local free food stores. A lot of charity events we go to, they raise money for the local free stores, and I'm glad to support those that help out people that need, you know. Because see, look, like, you know, there's migrant families here with their kids here on many corners, and we've been seeing these all summer as well. Look, he's riding that big e-bike on the sidewalk. It's awesome. How you doing? Was it like a game of chicken there? Yeah. But yeah, so just like that, those people we just passed right there, they're probably migrants that were sometime bussed up here from Texas, and they ended up in Chicago. We got them through the winter with shelter, and then Brandon Johnson administration, they ran out of budget and they forced them out of the hotels that were temporary housing them, and so a lot of them are in that situation there, which is just capitalism. It's brutal capitalism. We need a social safety net. That's why I lean to the left. That's why I realize true libertarian would not solve that problem. You need a social safety net, some sort of redistribution of wealth to rectify the imbalances. And there, look at that. There's the Rookery building. Yeah, you got to listen to your gut there. Thanks, Christopher. That's how it is. You deal with this streaming in New York City too. There's a huge unhoused population in New York City, and you're dealing with the migrant crisis as well. You know, Chicago and New York, we're taking the brunt of it because it's by design. Texas wants to punish us because somehow it wants to punish our politicians, and it wants to punish the people. And a house divided against itself cannot stand there. And a Republican said that, Abraham Lincoln. So I wish George Abbott, and he can justify it because he thinks, you know, in his mind, the liberals are punishing him. Here's the Rookery. Look at the Rookery here, Adams and LaSalle here. We just passed the Board of Trade again. We'll head back. We'll see if we can get over to, on the way back, we'll cruise by Millennium Park here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We got 76 people tuning in. Thanks for checking out the loop walk here. Beautiful Thursday here. So I don't see any other evidence of stores being boarded up. And that's why I was surprised that Staples, and it might have been a completely different reason. Maybe it was coincidental. I shouldn't have assumed it was because of the DNC, but who knows? I guess I should have went in there and asked him, why is your stuff boarded up? Did you have a fire? Yeah, you got to go to hydrate. Yeah, that's the hardest part is when you live stream, especially for you live stream for hours at a time too. You know, it's hard to find a drinking fountain. That's why Dan, all New York City, remember he was showing where all the water fountains were in Manhattan, because he probably needed to use them at some time. Just walking around and talking, you get really thirsty. You can bring a backpack with some water. Here's the Federal Plaza. So that's why there's a federal prison. There's a federal courthouse here, and they use it to temporarily store people awaiting trial that can't post bail and or don't have bail. It's not an option in some cases. Here, we'll head over towards Burkhoff's here. We'll get a glimpse of it. Halloween is here? Not yet. It's only August. Halloween is not here. I guess they're selling Halloween. There's some police coming out of the food court here. This is great. There's a huge food court in here, the food hall here. We'll head down towards Burkhoff's here. Hey, the food hall, yeah. It's open. Come in. So there's some of the agents protecting stuff downtown for the DNC. Probably there's a lot of, some people message me, they got friends and relatives that are in the Chicago police, staff in the DNC, and we root for their safety as well, because I know it's a tough job covering something as politically charged as this. Here's the Center for Native Futures. Center for Native Futures, we'll check that out. They got a painting exhibition here. This is within the Marquette building that we film sometimes, but we'll pass it. There's the Calder flamingo sculpture there. We filmed that before. You get a better view of it. And that person don't want to be identified. Maybe they got sun issues, I can understand. So here we're on Dearborn Street. It's good to stay out of the sun sometimes, I guess. There's the Calder flamingo sculpture to the Federal Plaza. There you can see the top of the Ceres. And this older, it looks really old, but it's just because it needs new brick there. And then we're looking down towards Dearborn Station. Yeah, we might get to 80. We might get to 80 today. It's warming up. I think tomorrow is going to be warmer. Here, we'll cross the street here. We got, nobody's coming here. We'll go by Burkhoff's. We took a peek inside. I showed you liquor license number 1 there for Burkhoff's. We might go up one more block. Where are we at here? We're on Adams Street here. Burkhoff got the number 1 liquor license. This is closed down a few times, but it's still open in the same format here. It's the German sausage place here, Burkhoff's restaurant here in the Loop of Chicago. Some people love it. Some people are like, oh, it's overrated. And I get it. Nobody likes everything. I like it. I like it. It's still here. I like the sign. 79. That's not bad. You got a new light up pumpkin? That's good. So you're ready for Halloween there, Sharon. That's good. Yeah, people are... Christmas comes early. Halloween comes early. So, yeah, the cooler weather. Well, we're getting cooler weather this week. Yeah, it's very hot in New Mexico. You were telling me how hot it was in Lambie. Thanks. Hey, Tattoo Festival, August 23rd, 25th. There you go. You go, Tattoo Festival. Miserable and raining. Oh, you got the London rain. Yeah. Well, positive, negatives, everything. Look at that mural up there above that. See empty storefronts here in the Loop. And here we'll head across State Street here. This is a central power plant for the Loop. They have chilled water and I think heating that they pump, and buildings can lease heat or cool chilled air for air conditioning. Some of the older buildings didn't have central air, so they leased. You can pay for a service like a utility within a certain area of this heating and cooling facility in the Loop of Chicago on State Street. This is State Street. The red line runs up there. We'll head up to the Adams stop on the Brown line here. Yeah, smiles are better than frowns there. There's a shuttle. That shuttle probably will take you from these hotels right to the United Center for the DNC there. Hey, we'll go by Jimmy's Heroes Grill here. Jimmy's Heroes and Grill here. Broadway Cafe. Let's go back here. I just want to see what this looks like here. There's a little gap here. I've never gone back here. I just want to see what it looks like with this. Look at this scaffolding. So we're north of Adams here. Every once in a while I duck in an alley here. I just want to see what it looks like. How you doing? Look at this. 30 East Adams building. Look at this alley. Look at the amazing density here in the loop of Chicago. And yeah, you can walk out that side. So see, people use it as a shortcut. Beef and Brandy. This is the back side of the Beef and Brandy. Look at the scaffolding. Amazing density of the loop of Chicago. So we'll walk out this way. Here's the, this connects to Wabash. So if you just join, people always laugh. If you just join, we're in Chicago, we're in an alley here. Look at the loading dock here. And we'll walk out to Wabash here. And look at that, that's the 55 Monroe building. A wall of building straight ahead of us. This amazing density. Yeah. You never really get summer in England. Yeah, usually, like I think last year you had some heat, which was rare. You know, same with France there. Here, we'll head up. Here's the Palmer House. See, we're right under the Palmer House. There's Miller's Pub. So we popped right out of Miller's Pub, right underneath the Adams and Wabash station here. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, I don't expect anybody else to go down alleys just because I go down alleys. What do I always say? Just because I do something, I don't expect anybody else to do it. That's why I'm showing you, so you don't have to. You can see what it looks like, thanks, Dolores. I understand what you mean completely. And yeah, that's why we do it, so people, you know, I'm just interested. I don't usually do it either, but when I do it, it's the middle of the day. I saw other people walking down there, so it wasn't just me down there. There was some guys sitting on the loading dock, so I wasn't alone there. Or at least there was someone to hear me scream. Whether they would get involved or not is another issue altogether. But here, if you just join, we're on Wabash. We're heading north. We'll cross the street here. I'll take the slight angle here. Oh no, I want to catch this green line. We'll get the green line going by, so we'll get the green line heading by here. That's new. I haven't seen that there before. They got the handbills there for the DNC. Yeah, Michael knows what I'm talking about. Dolores too, May. Yeah, John's a good guy. So's May. Charlie, how you doing there? Let's see. So Charlie, one of my pet peeves, and as you watch, you'll notice this. I don't really enjoy people giving me directions, especially just to say hello, because number one, it's just rude. But I know you want to, like, because you're there, you want me to go where you're at. I mean, I wouldn't expect you to come to where I'm at just to, you know. So if I react badly to people giving me directions, it's because I've been doing this for almost 2 years now, and it just gets old. Every day there's somebody like, go here, do this, pick up my groceries. You know, they think I'm rich because I'm Christopher Dotson knows the vast majority of us is a labor of love. We actually end up spending more money on live streaming than we make from it. And I appreciate everybody's support through subscribing and gifts. That's not why I appreciate that, and it helps out, trust me. And I don't want to discount that. Thanks for being a part of this. And you might be a subscriber, I appreciate that. But even if you're a subscriber, people come visit me all the time. They want to meet me and take me out to dinner. It's just creepy. It's just, if I was a woman, look at that helicopter, wow. It's just creepy. I'm not used to, I'm still not used to the situation where most people know me better than I know them. Even my moderators, you know, and it's just the nature of, I'm not used to being a public figure. Now I am, whether I like it or not, because I post so much content. Anytime you post content, you're going to get pushback. Someone was honestly trying to tell me that Damon and Lake is not on the west side. I'm like, you're simply wrong. You can believe that. don't spread this misinformation. It's on the west side. It's called West Town. The green line services the whole west side of Chicago. They must have thought I was on the blue line. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for understanding. Thanks for understanding, Charlie. I appreciate it. Thanks, Michael, for you understand what I'm talking about. And I know you were just joking around. I never can tell when people are joking or not. You know. Hey, Carlos, how's it going there? Oh, so Damian. Thanks. Sometimes the people's names on YouTube don't match the TikTok. So, hey, Carlos, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks for saying hello. People don't understand. I'm not really that much of a sociable person. And I do enjoy when people stop and say hello. I'll talk to you and even do a cutout. And I'm interesting that people find this content worth watching. I appreciate it. And you see it sometimes in the reruns. But personally, if not, I just get weirded out by some of this stuff. Here's the, hey, they might be getting ready to blow here. Here's the Crown Fountain here. We're in Millennium Park. We got 12:51, so we'll spend the balance of our time heading past the Bean here and past the Crown Fountain. We'll see if they still don't have the security up. They put the security up for the Millennium Park at 1 o'clock yesterday, so we're right near the cutoff here. We'll see if we can make it through here. But we'll see if we can get the faces here puckering up and spitting out some water for the people splashing around here. And we're upper 70s. We're not quite to 80 degrees, but I think we're going to get to 80 degrees later today here. So we'll stick around here for a second and see if we can catch this face spitting out some water here. Crown Fountain here, Millennium Park, Chicago. She's gonna blow. Yeah, they're waiting for it too. Waiting for it to do the grand finale here. So what time we got? 12:52. So hopefully by 12:55, hopefully it'll happen before that. It's like on a 5-minute cycle. And I wish they did it like every minute because it doesn't last long. It only lasts for like 10 seconds when the water actually shoots out of these fountains here. Hey, is Tara tuning in there? 90s on Sunday. Yeah, it's going to heat up again. That'll be, I don't want summer to be over yet. Actually, we've had such a mild August. Here, they're getting ready to blow here. There it goes. Look at that. Yeah. There it is, the Crown Fountain. Right on cue. It's like Old Faithful there, the geyser. You see this one's doing it too. Hey, both these. Hey, people enjoying splashing in the fountain here. Getting wet. Yeah. See the other one's doing it too here. See, it doesn't last long. It lasts about 10-15 seconds if that. So here, we'll head over to the Bean here. So there's a speaker going on over there. There's, I know after Lollapalooza there was, see they're starting to set up the security here. So I think we just made it through. They're going to have a security checkpoint starting at 1 o'clock. And we'll go over and cruise through the Bean. They do that on weekends. I guess they're doing it just as a precautionary measure because they know there's going to be potential protest activity tonight over by the United Center. I plan on going over there tonight on TikTok and just checking it out for myself. See, we were there on Monday, and you can see some of the reruns there on TikTok. I posted the Coast Guard gunship patrolling the Chicago River. I did that both on YouTube and TikTok because I thought it was interesting. I don't know if they did that for NATO or not. Here's the Great Bean of Chicago. Thanks for tuning in. Look at the beautiful flowers here in Millennium Park. Are we streaming okay? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, we got the Bean 3 days in a row. Isn't that amazing? And here, we'll cruise around here. Oh, Millennium Park, Chicago, Illinois. I work near here. That's why I'm always near here, and it's convenient because a lot of people like seeing this beautiful bean footage here. We had 3 sunshine days in a row where we saw this. So we'll just head around the bean here. We'll walk underneath it, and then we'll head back to work here. So thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago, Millennium Park, Cloud Gate. Amphur is the name of the artist from London, England, that won the competition for the Cloud Gate sculpture here. We actually call it the Bean here in Chicago. So here we'll head up around the plaza here. We'll check it out. Yeah, beautiful temperature and weather, I agree. And there you can see the beer garden down here with the food hall. You can sit out where the ice skating rink normally is. There's the Great Bean of Chicago. So you can overlook, in the wintertime, this is where the ice skating rink is. One of them. Of course, they got the other one at Maggie Daly Park. This is the one in Millennium Park. And it's the Park Grill double clutch. Or Millennium Hall, maybe that's what they call it here. Here's the Great Bean of Chicago. And I'll show you, you can walk right underneath it. We did this yesterday. I think we did it even Tuesday. We've been here 3 days in a row. Beautiful days all. We got to soak up this sun. There's the toucan. Hey, or the macaw. There's the macaw there. You can see the reflection. That's great. How you doing there? And he doesn't like me taking a photo without paying. But here you can see yourself multiple times under the Great Bean of Chicago here. And so we'll head over here. And you got to be careful when you get to the side. You can hit your head on the side. You see how it tapers down. And hello. How you doing there? Welcome to Chicago. There's Brian Ray, Chicago. Look at that. Playing around. So here we'll get out of the way. The people's photos here. We're in everybody's. It's hard to get out of here because you're in everybody's photo when you come out of there, and everywhere you look, someone's taking a picture, and you're in it. You know, it's the great center of the photo taking world. There, see that guy there, right there? Yeah, that's what you do. You get to picture yourself in the sculpture. You're part of the sculpture, and that's why it's so popular. It's like a mirror. And no one, in the age of the selfie, no one likes anything more than a mirror. So we gave them a mirrored sculpture. Everybody gets to see yourself in it. It's great. It's like an MC Escher ball. Yeah, CMA. Yeah, the time difference, I know. But yeah, if you missed it, we'll post it in the reruns. You know, I can do what I can do. You know, it's just the way it is. Yeah. Yeah, the time difference. Smile energy, yeah. But hey, what a beautiful day here. So we got to head at the exit here. I'll make sure I stay on this side. I made that mistake yesterday. They're starting to set up the security for the Bean Millennium Park. See, there's some security there.
Oh, yeah.
They have some security checkpoints. They do this on weekends. You know, last year there was some horrible violent incidents, some flash mobs and stuff that happened around the Bean. So they're just trying to head that off, especially if there's protest activity. I'm sure it would get like national news if it was the Palestinian flag was draped over the Bean or something. Hey, look at that, nice photos there, yeah. Beautiful people. All the beautiful people here, Millennium Park, Chicago. But hey, we saw Daily Plaza, that farmer's market was nice. We saw the DJ there playing some good classic Sugar Hill Gang hip hop. The first hip hop song, one of the first, you know, famous hip hop songs from probably 40 years ago. It's amazing how time flies. There's the L going by. Look at that. There's another macaw. See, they got some grocery carts full of mangoes. There's the macaw there. See, they're taking a picture there, feeding it some food. So I haven't seen the snakes recently. Yeah, see, they just started the security. So they're 1 o'clock. They start the security, and here comes police round in the corner here. Welcome to the land of sirens, Chicago, Illinois. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Like I said, I might not start streaming right at 5, but I'll start heading that direction after I get out of work. And we might take the Green Line over there. I might walk a little through West Town going towards East Garfield Park before I head to United Center. There's a few things I want to point out over there since I'm over in that direction. People that actually, the history of that area. I don't want it to just all be about the DNC or the protests. That's not why I'm going over there. I'm just covering things that are happening in the city. People expect me to cover this in some way. It's easy for me to just walk over there like we did on Monday and just give you a first person account that you make up your own mind what's going on with all this stuff happening in the city of Chicago here. So we're gonna miss this light. I don't feel like running across the street. So this guy's talking here, so let's listen to what this guy's saying.
So today, sir, I just decided to get out here and just read some statements that Jesus of Nazareth made so that you can think about the claims that he made about himself, claiming to be God, right? Claiming to be God, not...
Oh, there's something right there. So there's something going on across the way here, so
Jesus was claiming to be God, and some people wanted to stone him, right? They got so mad at him, they wanted to stone him, and he said, what good...
So I'm going to go over there. I can't go directly across the street there. Actually, I'm going to risk it here. You're not supposed to cross here, but, well, I'm not. I'll wait till these two cars cross here.
Because you claim to be God. See what the problem was?
So I'll cross here, and then I'll cross here, and then we'll see. There's some protest activity that I just noticed here before I'm going back to work here. Again, I'm not seeking this out. It's just when I encounter it, I'll make sure we document it. And it seems like there's some, in front of the Cultural Center, there's some protest activity here. And this might be a preview of what we see later tonight over by the DNC here. So we'll cross the street. Thanks for staying on here. We'll cross here. There's not a crosswalk here because it's unsafe to cross there. So there's a small protest going on here in front of the Cultural Center. So we'll film it here. And there's going to be some dirty words. They got some 4-letter words here on their banner here. So again, freedom of speech. This is not my speech. I'm just showing other people's right to First Amendment free speech protections, freedom of assembly, freedom of the speech. And it's pro-Palestinian protesters protesting the DNC Democratic National Convention here in Chicago. I'm trying to treat this like a journalist. So thanks for tuning in here. So here's what, I'm going to go across and film some of this here just briefly. There's a big bus going by here. So here we are on Michigan Avenue. There's the Wrigley building here. I just noticed this on my way back to work. I didn't realize this was going on here, so we'll film it here and we'll cut it out here. If you just joined me in Chicago, I'm at the corner of Michigan and Randolph, and I stumbled upon this with my lunchtime walk. I didn't expect this, and it's in front of the Cultural Center here. There's some protest activity here, and so we'll film it here for newsworthy. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's awesome. I almost tripped there. It's so many barricades there for that bike lane. But yeah, I didn't expect this. You see right in the downtown Chicago, there's some peaceful protest activity, people exercising their First Amendment free speech rights there. I'm not endorsing or against what they're saying. I'm just neutrally reporting it as a journalist so you can make up your own mind here, showing people what's happening here in Chicago. We'll do the same thing tonight. I'll be on TikTok. We'll head over to the United Center and kind of circle around. I might not stay there the whole night. I might get out of there before it gets dark and things get heated, but we'll try to see what's happening. And I think last night they blocked some of the unpermitted protesters from gathering in Union Park. There's a permitted march expected in the West Loop. And yeah, I think it's just a prominent location where they can get exposure on Michigan Avenue and Randolph. That's a busy intersection there, and see people are honking their horns. So they just want a high-profile area. They might have gotten a permit from the Cultural Center, since there's a lot of protest activity that happens on Daily Plaza, the Cultural Center. I've seen other cultural protests to deal with, you know, ethnic enclaves. Like we have the largest Palestinian community in the United States in Chicago that I understand, and that might be why they're there at the Cultural Center. And I didn't realize that was going on. We walked all through the loop, and I was about to turn off the camera, and we caught it there right at the end. So we'll cut that out and post it so other people can see what's going on. And you know, I respect people's First Amendment free speech right to express their views, and you know, whether I agree with them or not, it's part of America, Bill of Rights, and part of what I do, just live streaming the city, you know. And so not everybody likes that either, but we're in the public here. That car almost ran me over. It came within 6 inches of me, but I guess they're trying to get out of downtown here. But hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it, and we'll sign off here, and I'll see you on TikTok tonight here. Thanks everybody. And we'll talk to you later, okay? I'm trying not to be disrespectful to anybody. And again, I'm not endorsing their message. I know it's offensive language, but it's, again, First Amendment. And I'm just showing they're in the public gaze there, and just showing so you can make up your own mind. So, okay, we'll talk to you later. Thanks. I think you guys understand. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Thanks, Lambie, Lorraine, Dolores, Michael, everybody, Taco, John James. We'll see you all later, okay? All right, bye.